Destination Declutterers. I have a Monday motivation tip for you that I am hoping will help you with your decisions about getting decluttered. And this is what I am hoping will help you. Something to think about. So, I primarily help three groups of people, three slightly different groups of people in the clutter world. Usually it is individuals who are people who realize they have a problem with their clutter and they want to do something about it. Whatever reason they have gotten to that point in their life where they say, I've got too much stuff and I am ready to do something about my clutter, I'm your person. The other group I help with are people that get to that stage in their life where they want to move, they want to downsize, and maybe they want to retire, maybe move to a smaller home, a warmer climate, a retirement community. They want to move someplace that they know they can't take all of their stuff with them. And maybe they don't even want to take all their stuff with them, right? The third group of people is sadly is the people who didn't realize that something happened and now they have to move. They have to move maybe to an assisted living, or maybe it's their family who needs the help with the decluttering when you have to make those difficult decisions. I don't know. Maybe you fall into one of these groups yourself. But what I would love to offer to you is before you get to that have to move stage in your life that's going to really force you to make decisions. Don't be forced to make decisions about your clutter. I would love it if you just kind of played a game that I do called, like, what if I had to move? Or what if I were moving? What if I were moving, right? I was moving to an adorable little, place on the beach, but it was like half the size of my house now. I was going to a place I was excited to get to and excited to be there, but the only thing was is I couldn't take all of my stuff with me. Now, I thought of this morning when I was in my own living room and I looked at a shelf of books and I thought to myself, they're neat and organized on that shelf now because I've decluttered all the ones that I know I definitely don't want. But if I were moving, I wonder how many of those books I would take with me. And knowing the shelf, probably not a lot. Now, here's the fun part. I don't have to do anything with that. I have already just done kind of the heavy lifting of the decluttering, which is the decision making, the deciding, should I stay or should I go now? Do I keep it or do I pass it along? That is really the most difficult part of the decision making, right? Just because I made that decision of one day when I have to move, I, realize I don't need those books. I might not take those books with me. Does not mean I need to empty out my shelf right now. But what it means is when and if it is time for me to move, or I'm looking to do something else with the space those books are in, I've already made the decision that, you know what, I haven't used them for a while. They look nice there where I am, so they're fine. But if there was ever an opportunity that I no longer lived here or we wanted to do something different with that room, that kind of motivator, that life changing incident, I will have already made the decision of what to do with those books. So I say this to you to kind of not feel like you're ever forced to get rid of your things because you have to move somewhere and it needs to happen right now. Take control of it and just look around your house maybe this week and say, you know what? If I were moving into my dream home, but I can only take half of this stuff with me, like, what would I take with me? Anytime you open up a cupboard, look at your glasses, look at your stemware, look at your dishes, books, anything that you have, and say, do I really need all this stuff? Which ones would be the ones that I brought with me, and which were the ones that I would be okay with putting in a donation box? Okay, so what if I were moving? You may not be moving, but that gets your head in that space of possibility of knowing that you were going someplace you really wanted to go. The only thing was is you could only take half of the stuff with you. So I send that to you with um, hope and love and compassion and excitement to see if that kind of gets you to look at your stuff in a different way. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. If you want to talk about it, if you are stuck and struggling and you've listened to, all these videos I'm making and you're still like, yeah, someday, 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 why not take the next leap? Just book a consultation with me and we can talk through what your specific clutter issue is. And if it seems like it's going to work, we can make a plan of how to get you from getting better at this here to here. So, if you need some help, if you haven't started your journey, if you're if you're on the thinking and saying but not doing stage, give me a call. We can talk, we can make a plan. But also, just think, if I had to move, what I would take with me, but if I wanted to move, what would I take with me? All right? I will see you next week. Bye.